Howdy folks. Today there might be a little bit of background noise because some things going on in the background, but we'll deal with it. Reviewing one of my favorite machines, favorite combines at least, John Deere 9600, 9610 by SIID. To say the least, I've been waiting for this for years. Absolutely love these things. So just a quick look at the options, not a ton. Basic wheel options, wide tires, duals. I went with the duals in this case, but I do like this wide option. Two engine variants, 9600 and 9610. And yeah, that's about it. There's also an option for the Green Star, which I believe I briefly looked at. For headers, I went with the Appalachians Modding 625. They have shut down their page, but it's still available on some mod sites. It does this weird thing out of the gate, but it shows up fine in the store. Thought about doing corn, but decided against it. And yeah, I mean, it's SIID modding. The guy does great work. I have no complaints whatsoever about it. It's a great machine. It's detailed, realistic pricing. Looks accurate to pictures I've seen. The cab is done right, which is a big deal because the previous one that had been done many years ago, the cab was a little rough. But this one, the cab is detailed properly. Just an all-around great machine. And I'm really happy that that SIID delivered it for the community. And by the way, I'm on Lone Oak Farm as well, if you're wondering. With some edits. I installed the oxygen David's lighting and a few other things. So yeah, from the outside, no detail was spared, and we have parts I don't even know the names of. I'm not not the greatest expert when it comes to the technical side of ag, but hoses and motors and feeder houses and all kinds of stuff. He really did an excellent job. Reasonable amount of detail everywhere. Stickers. It's a good machine. Even the steering wheel tilts. Interior lights. Switches and buttons. The whole deal. It's a great machine. It is a bit unusual that the camera turns around 360 degrees. I have not seen that in some mods, but it's not a big deal. We got a few lights on that bring some concern in real life, but not in the game. I never checked later if they turned off, but hydraulic oil, temperature and pressure and stuff. Interior lights up, which I believe I mentioned in my previous review, is a huge deal for me. I like to work at night. Some of my friends say I like to suffer, but good lighting is a huge deal, and this combine has no shortage of that. And it's a nice yellowish color kind of to match the era, because they did not have LEDs back then when these were produced, so it looks the part, and it does the job. I do wish there was like 1 or 2 more grain tank options, but I believe he set this up so it could be SMID to console, and console has a lot more limitations. So yeah, let's head over to the field here and turn our hazards on. and go cut some wheat. I believe it's wheat. Which, using the easy dev control mod, putting wheat in a field is about 3 key commands, which is one of the greatest things I've seen in this game so far. So I started out with canola, which the default crop, by the way, to me is hideous. Too yellow, too green, too bright. But easy fix. I'll select our growth state here, which is 1 before the last fertilizer, spray, lime, weed. No weeds, actually. And buy the land as part of it. And ta-da. There we have it. Wheat ready to harvest. Now, I will say I did not notice in times playing this map in the past, but the traffic is very rude, to say the least. And by the way, I'm pre-recording the video and then dubbing the audio over it, so I kind of know what happens here in a second. But they don't stop for anybody. I pull out here into the highway. My hazard on, following all my agricultural laws. And look at this. It just runs right into me. So I decided to show them who's boss. Take some. Or get some, whatever you say. So here we go. Over to the field. Which, by the way, I'm considering using Lone Oak as my single player series. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm also wondering if there's a slight issue with this combine with the AI traffic collision triggers, because cars are stopping on the highway with me in the field or right on the edge. Something related to the combine is causing that. But that's a really minor detail. Once it starts running, it runs at like any other combine should. It's reasonable work speed, which I believe is set by the header anyways, but it's able to keep up with that 6 miles an hour. Yeah, we have various animations inside the cab if you want to play from interior view. Working mirrors, which is great, even though they could be adjusted a little bit. But they're fine for there. I did notice in the back the straw is dropping out a little bit before the straw plane, which is not a concern at all. Custom dirt maps on the wheels on the machine. And yeah, I mean, it's a great machine. This is something that I'm definitely going to be using in multiplayer. Like I said, single player series. It's simple and it works. And in some cases, options are nice, but in some cases, just having something that has the basics and is done properly is all you need. This is definitely that. And it'll go really well with SIID's STS series as well, which is another of my favorite of his work, and also just some of my favorite machines in the community for 19. And as I said to people in the past, 19, the reason I am playing this game is really the lighting. The change with the dynamic sky and the sun, all that is so huge for me as someone who likes to take screenshots. It was worth getting the game and trying to relearn the system. But in addition to the lighting, I mean, some of the stuff that's coming out for this game it's really made it worth it. I mean, look at all these animations in the back. We got, got pulleys moving and parts moving back and forth and up and down. I mean, and forgive my ignorance on what those parts are and what they're exactly doing, but it's a well done machine, and I would expect nothing less from SIID. Like I said, his SDS pack was great. His 8RX is looking pretty sweet, even though I'm not really a big fan of those, but I'm definitely going to use it just because it's unique and adds some variety to the fleet. His Challenger pack, to me, is one of the best things that's happened for me as a fan of the AGCO brand. Almost every machine I personally have been a fan of for many years is in that pack. And of course you add in any FG stuff, and you basically have, right now for 19, if you cannot find what you need, what you're looking for is incredibly unusual, because at least for basic grain harvesting and stuff like that, I mean, it's pretty much got all the bases covered. We have grain trucks, we have grain augers, we have grain bins, we have the new placeable system, sheds. I mean, we have it all. So I personally am very happy. But yeah, so just a shout out to SIID for his hard work. I hope that each and every one of you that follows this YouTube channel can go and like his page, give him some support, because it really does make a difference. We support them and they support us. I myself am a modder. I've contributed some things to the community, but I don't intend or want to be a person that makes everything for myself or for even a type of thing. It's a mutual effort, and when you have a lot of skill coming from different places, it results in just generally better things. So yeah, this is a great combine. And then it's time for me to do what I do best, which is take screens. Lots of screens. Yeah, so my review of this is, main things I noticed were the mirrors were a little bit off in terms of looking back. The straw dump out the back needs to be moved back just a tad. Fill plane looks great. Interior animations are nice. The lights are nice. The attention to detail is definitely easy to see and notice. And it's overall just an excellent machine to use, especially if you're trying to do like a role play series or some kind of more realistic gameplay where you're not using 100% new equipment. Grain auger length is pretty decent. Time for another screen. Reaching out. And yeah, so I probably am going to use this edit of the map with a few more slight changes as my single player series. And the goal is just like small farming, which I've become a big fan of over the years. Small equipment, reasonable field sizes until I get to something like Can Farm, which, by the way, that map was too big for me to even play on. Buy a grain truck real quick here to offload our crop. This is the Expendables modding 4900, which has quickly become one of my favorite trucks for the game, with the AR frame grain bed. Even though I do wish, and I need to fix the material on the grain bed. It's, to take a wild guess, it's 0 instead of, like, I think it's 2 or 32. it doesn't have any reflection, so it looks like rubber or plastic, whatever. But well, again, this video is just basically me just raving about how great stuff is. I love this truck. I love that combine. It's a couple things that are missing from my dream lineup. Deere 9630 is one. Case 9380, a tractor, but for the most part, I have most of what I want. So, yeah, this truck is perfect for the small farm. We've been using it quite a bit on our Medicine Creek, a public multiplayer server, and it's just a good truck, really good truck. So yeah, head on back to the field over here and grab this grain, let the combine keep working. And keep on rolling. I'm trying to drive legally, my blinkers and all that. Yep, there you see the grain animation. Reasonable size, reasonable unload speed, which is something that some combines kind of overdo, is unload speed. This is not one of those, but just great details, absolutely great details all around. And yeah, that'll probably be my thumbnail there. One of these here. Nice shot of mountain in the background. And then Giants AI doing what Giants AI does, which is get confused over very simple things. Let's go back, let's go forward, let's go left. Let's open the pipe again because we have nothing in the tank, and well, it's always good to unload nothing. And finally carry on. I'm considering, I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but a review of, there goes an AI traffic vehicle just stopping on a highway for no reason. I'm considering a review of the Straw Harvest DLC too. Because I have straw. So we may do that next. But I'm kind of running behind on some of my videos. I have footage from Sunday that I gotta turn into a time lapse again. Various other things. I have some ATS stuff I've been working on. And more streams coming. So I wanted to speed up time though a little bit, just to see, first of all, the desk on the map, which is absolutely epic, and then the combine just working kind of in late hour, which just is great. I mean, if I were to run a farm in real life, I would probably grow wheat or some other kind of grain, and I would have no problem at all running a 9610 and some of the older machines just in the fleet. I mean, they're classic and they have character. They're not as powerful as some of the new stuff. They're not as capable, but oh, that's a thumbnail shot right there. That's great. But yeah, these machines, you know, they brought in the harvest for decades, and some of them are still running, even to the present. So it's really nice to be able to use them in FS and see them kind of reach their full potential with the animations and the UDIM, and just a well done mod. SIID is one of the best in my opinion, and glad I could showcase one of his latest projects to you guys. Again, leave a comment, leave a like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll let you enjoy the rest of this without me talking. Till next time. Thank you.